Hi guys! So this is the first episode of a new series that I'm doing, and it's about old books because I often say that I listen to audiobooks partly for time, but also if I'm reading, I read ebooks. And that's because I don't have space for new books. And the reason for that is that I inherited a lot of old books. My mom's books, my grandparents' books. So I don't have any space. And they're in a very neat covered wardrobe that we had made for the books so that they can be nice and safe from, all the dust and stuff. But I want to introduce to you some of these old books because I think you would find them fascinating. Also, I doubt that you'll ever encounter any of these books, especially because they're not in English. They're in Hungarian. And this is the first book that I want to start with. It was one of my favorite fairy tale books growing up. And this used to be my mom's. And this was printed in 1961, I think. There was a reprint in 63. It doesn't have any dates in it. But I think it's more likely that she got this in 61 because that's when she was 10. So this is part of a series of fairy tales from around the world. Each book, so there are 12 books in total, and each focuses on a region. This is the only one we have from the series. This one is titled A World Traveling Prince. The World Traveling Prince. So this is focusing on English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, Belgian, and Dutch fairy tales. And for some reason, also Cornwall is separated from the English. I don't know why. So this is the cover of the book. You see, there's the prince. This is the spine. So the spine is a kind of cloth. You don't see this often nowadays. And it has very nice illustrations. So this style of illustration is throughout. And that's the back. Also, online, I was looking at the other editions of this series, and I think this is the prettiest. So I'm happy. It would be interesting to have the other 11 editions. When you see this, there's also a little map, so you already know where you are. And does it say, actually, I don't think, oh yeah, it says Janos Kosh did the drawings. So you can see it. All the drawings are in like these very interesting green and black. It was probably partly due to printing back then. Also, the first story is King Lear from the English series. And so you have a table of contents in the back, so we can have a look as to what sort of fairy tales they have. So the English has King Lear, and it also has Robin Hood, Gawain, and some other lesser known things. From the Irish, we have stuff like The Strange Case of Billy McDaniel, The Sword That Spreads Lightning. I'm translating as I'm reading. The Scottish one starts with the world's first bagpipe player, which is very interesting because in Hungary we also have a similar instrument as to a bagpipe, and we also have a similar food as to haggis. We just make it out of pork, and instead of oats we use rice. And also there was a Scottish princess who was brought up in Hungary because her parents were in exile. It was, I think, around the 11th century. And she has like a chapel in the castle in Edinburgh. And then she became a queen, a Scottish queen. So that's interesting. Kind of interesting connections with the two peoples. So from the Welsh, you have the Harp of Fairies. Interesting. And King Arthur's treasure is there. from Cornwall. Like I said, from Cornwall, you have 3 stories. One is just titled The Carrot. Also, I think I should reread this. That would be fun. The Widowed Fairy King. Okay. Oh yeah, and I forgot. There's also Icelandic stories in this, and that one's like, okay, Tritio, Litio, and the Birds. Okay. Then from the Dutch, you have Elias and the Swan. And there's another swan thing here. From Belgium, you have Liederik the Book and some other ones. So that's interesting. At the end, there's also a bit about the series and a nice little synopsis of the history of the region with dates and everything. So it's very educational also. This is for kids, you know. So it's not just a fairy tale book. It's also educational book. And also, there's a very fun thing because there's also like a how to pronounce foreign words section. And it's not so the pronunciation is not in phonetics. It's in how you would read this out in Hungarian. So like Cumberland is Cumberland. So yeah, this is basically how to develop a really bad Hungarian English accent. Or like Sherwood is Sherwood. Richard Lee. Yeah. This is why everyone is like, oh, you definitely don't have a Hungarian accent. I definitely don't. Okay, so that's this book. It's so this is why I wanted to show you guys, and I hope you like this series. Let's see. Oh no, that's an interesting drawing. So yeah, this was the first book, and I hope you found this little video interesting, and like for more, and if you like this video, then I'm going to do more and show you more of my really old books. So thanks for watching. Bye.